guys, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already been able to tell by the title, today I am going to be doing a little bit of a makeup challenge for myself. I have always been so fascinated with RuPaul's Drag Race and drag queens in general, and I have been itching to do myself up in complete drag for so long, but I don't think I'm quite there yet. What I'm going to be doing instead, which is kind of a step down from that, is taking famous looks from some of my favorite drag queens from RuPaul's Drag Race and trying to turn their outrageous creations into more wearable everyday looks. I haven't really planned this out. I don't know where this is going to go. What I do know is that I am going to be creating a look from Trixie Mattel. Her picture is going to be right up here of the look that I'm going to try to recreate. Let's just get into this. So there's no real plan of attack here. My thoughts right now are that I am just going to go feature by feature, and since everything that a drag queen does is to try to feminize the face, I'm gonna try to figure out what kind of look they were trying to go for on a feminine face and then apply that to my face. Does any of this make sense? I don't think so. Looking at this picture, I'm gonna go for the simplest thing first, and that's gonna be the eyebrows. I say simplest because it's something that I think is not gonna be too different from what I normally do, but I'm also doing it first because I feel like these are gonna have to be very structured. So while I try to figure out what the hell I'm gonna do for the rest of my face, especially that lovely contour, I'm gonna start out with the eyebrows. I'm thinking I'm gonna go a little bit thicker than normal, but keep the shape generally the same while they are insanely arched upwards. If you look at the actual arch of the brow, they're not really pointed down. It's kind of a smooth, a little bit rounded arch. But those brows are definitely a lot thicker and more structured than what I would use. I'm terrified to start right now. I think I'm just gonna have to go in. I'm gonna bring this up a little bit. Give myself a bit of a thicker brow without taking away my lid space. Okay, I'm gonna start where my natural brow starts and then just bring the arch out there. I'm gonna move on to the front and I'm just gonna make a nice little fade here. There aren't too many distinct hairs, more just a gradual transition. Oh no! Oh god, gonna blend this out. We're gonna clean it up. We're definitely gonna clean this up. Before I do the other eyebrow, I'm gonna clean this up with some concealer just to make sure I'm on the right track and I'm not completely butchering this. Is this helping at all? Even the slightest bit, maybe. Whew, that is a big difference. I'm gonna do this other eyebrow hopefully very similarly because I know it's not gonna be the same. And let's just get this out of the way before we move on to the eyeshadow. Oh god, I look like Oscar the Grouch. Okay. I'm gonna prime my eyelids now, I guess, and kind of try to prepare myself for some eyeshadow. I don't think this is gonna be too hard. It just seems like there's a lot of blues and maybe a little bit of a shimmery white or something going on there. So it's more gonna be about toning down the shape and the positioning of everything, which I'm not too nervous about. So before I go in with any of that blue, I'm gonna go in with straight white, and I'm gonna put this all over my lid, especially packing it intensely under my brow bone to give it that intense pop. Just to complete all of this eyebrowness going on. That's a big part. That nice big highlight. Now back to the blue. I have a reference picture up right here on my phone, so I'm just going to try to follow that. I'm gonna try to keep this kind of low so I leave that lid space, but this is still gonna be the blended shade here. There's a little bit of a cut crease going on, so I'm not gonna pull this all the way in, but I am gonna pull this all the way out so I can connect it underneath my eyes. I'm having such a hard time with under the eyebrows. I really have to try to keep things away from there. But I have such little lid space compared to this look. I don't know if there are 2 or 3 shades in here. I'm gonna go with 3 just to play it safe and make sure that I am blended enough. But I'm gonna go on with a smaller brush and a little bit of a deeper blue here and try to blend this a little bit closer in to the lash line, but still up there in the crease. It's hard to see the outer corners because has such huge lashes on, but I'm gonna assume, looking at the eyeliner and what I think I'm gonna go with for that, I'm gonna wanna pull this out pretty far and make this a pretty dramatic transition over here in the outer V. Yo, I think I'm doing this. I feel like I should be giving you guys some RuPaul drag facts as I do this. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna look some of those up. Perfect, 29 insane facts about RuPaul's Drag Race that'll snatch your actual weave from Pop Buzz. Drag fact, according to Pop Buzz, 129 queens have participated in the series so far, but not a single one that had a name starting with a Q, U, X, or Z. I guess my drag name is gonna have to start with one of those letters then. I'm gonna move on to a deeper blue here. I don't know if this is gonna be deep enough. I might need to combine it with something a little bit darker, but we're gonna try this out for now. Drag fact, there are only 4 queens who have made it to the top 3 without having to lip sync for their lives, and that is Nina Flowers, Alaska Thunderfuck, Courtney Act, and Kimchi. On camera, it's a lot harder to see the difference in the blues on my eyes. I know right now it just looks like one giant blob. There is a separation, I promise you, this is not all for nothing. I'm gonna bring this deeper blue in more to meet and blend with the cut crease that I can hopefully do because it's been a while. This cut crease is extreme. It's very sharp, very precise, very white. So instead of using a concealer or a shadow alone, I'm gonna go in first with Kat Von D Brow Pomade in Whiteout. I am testing it on this eye first, and we'll see how poorly it goes. I think I'm gonna go a little bit higher than my natural crease just to exaggerate the look a little bit. A nice oddly shaped pocket, just like Trixie. Wow, I hate doing cut creases. I'm gonna take a shimmery white blue just to stick with the blue vibe, so I don't want to introduce any pink into it. And then to set it, that is working. Does it look great? No. Is there eyeshadow on my eye? Yes. It sucks that the darkest blue is the worst shadow because it's going on the inside of my eye and it just doesn't want to blend, doesn't want to cover. Like, look at that. There's just like a hole. There's a hole that doesn't want to be filled. I think I did it. Or I got as close as possible without absolutely fucking everything else up. Drag fact. Once the show has wrapped for the day, the queens are then locked away in their hotel rooms and a piece of tape is placed over their doors on the outside so that no one can get out. And this is the part where my dog starts to growl at me because he wants to EAT. Before my dog freaks out on me, I'm gonna do the same thing with the white shadow on this eye, and then I'll go feed him and be right back. Compared to the picture, this is looking pretty good right now. So I think I'm gonna stop here and put my eyeliner on. I do want a dramatic wing, but I don't want it to cover everything up. So I think what I'm gonna do is keep it consistently thick throughout instead of, I don't know what I'm saying. You'll see what I mean. Because I have no confidence in myself whatsoever to create a perfect wing, I'm gonna use some tape to map it out first and then finish this bad boy off. Trixie's wings point straight up towards the gods, just like her eyebrows. So I'm gonna keep this on a sane level and just kind of pull it out towards the end of my eyebrows. I'm a little nervous to take this off right now, so I'm just gonna procrastinate and say I'm letting this dry while I give you another drag fact. This is something I've always wondered about with all reality shows. Confessionals are shot at random intervals throughout the season, but in recent seasons, contestants are asked to wear the same outfits to try to use them as reaction shots while something is happening. In earlier seasons, queens never used to wear the same outfits, so some confessionals would start with one queen in one outfit and end in another. So basically, their reactions are kind of complete BS. No, we did it, we did it, we did it, we did it. So far, so good. For now, I'm gonna quickly throw on a full coverage foundation to give me that doll Barbie Trixie Mattel kind of look. And then we will figure out what the hell we're gonna do with that contour. Obviously, I'm not gonna create a stark white line under my contour but I'm going to really play with dark and light. So I'm going to be taking my darkest contour color right now, which is a concealer, which is not really that dark since I'm a little tan, and the lightest concealer that I have, which is almost practically white. I think I may have added too much. Okay. God, this is a lot. Drag facts. This actually just blew my mind. The clocks don't actually work in the workroom. So for all we know, time is completely arbitrary on that thing. They could realistically have a significantly larger amount of time than what we think. And it's all just drama for the camera. I wonder how they keep track of everything then. Do they actually just say like, okay, 4 o'clock, we're gonna close up shop, and then everybody's just like, all right, cool. Moment of truth. We are not playing with this contour. This is what I'm talking about. Okay, we're getting good contrast here. This is exactly what I wanted. We have really, really light and some what looks to be really, really dark. I just had to go outside to move my car, and my neighbor was outside, so I'm happy with how this is looking right now. Gonna move on to setting this with shit tons of powder. And then we can finish up the eyes, throw on some blush and some crazy lashes, and I think we're good to go. Repeating kind of what I did on my upper lid, I'm gonna do the same thing on my lower lid, using only the lightest color and that mid-tone that I used, just because that darker blue kind of sucks. Quick and easy, and then because she has that white pulled out under her eyes, really exaggerated, I'm not gonna pull the whole brow pomade out again. I'm just gonna go in with that shimmery white blue shade, and I'm gonna kind of blend that into that blue on the lower lash. Hopefully this works. Yes, that is exactly what I was looking for. Okay, now the blush is another important part of this. So I'm gonna pull a bright blush, but something that's not gonna be cartoonish, something I can get away with. And then I'm also gonna do some more bronzer, something with a little bit of a shimmer, just to add a little bit more life to the face and really intensify that contour as much as possible. I'm thinking something kind of like this for the blush. So here's the thing. I want this blush to be intense, but not clownish like Trixie's. So this is gonna be complicated. Ugh, may have gone too far. Okay, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna put this down, and then I'm gonna take my beauty blender and bounce over the top of this. Wow, I look insane right now. Nice dramatic lash, it's gonna pull this together, promise. It also probably doesn't help that I have cat ears on my head, so. I haven't made a final decision with lashes or lips yet, but while I contemplate that, I'm just gonna put some mascara on my lower lash line. Trixie obviously has the famous pink lip with the darker lip liner. I think it's at this point where I'm gonna kind of deviate just a little bit, and I'm gonna go for something that has a little bit more of a neutral or orangey tone to it. I'm gonna see what I can work up on that lip liner and see what happens. But before we even get to lips, I'm pulling out the lashes. I'm going in with a big old pair of Lily lashes. These are some of the biggest lashes that I own, and they're still obviously wearable, but the Miami lash is huge and full on my eye especially, so let's do it. Well, we've got the lashes on, not very well, but they're on, and now we're gonna finish it off with some lips. I'm gonna be going in with something, like I said, that's a little bit deeper pink, not so Barbie pink. Let's see how this looks. And we're done. Like, somehow I think it still looks very, very similar to Trixie, but it's also something that I feel like I would see out in the city. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it. Thank you guys, as always, for sitting down and watching it. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you guys liked it, and let me know down in the comments what other drag queen looks you guys would want me to recreate. Don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button right down below before you leave, and until next time, bye guys.